Just hours ago, NASA confirmed something no one in the scientific community was prepared for. Mars, a planet that has remained geologically predictable for decades, suddenly registered a change that can't be explained by dust storms, temperature shifts, or normal seismic vibrations. The timing is so precise, so unnervingly aligned, that even the most skeptical researchers are beginning to admit the possibility everyone avoided. The change happened minutes after 3IATLAS passed its closest geometric alignment with Mars. The question now spreading through every astronomy lab and mission control center is simple, chilling, and impossible to ignore. What did 3IATLAS do to Mars? At first, the shift looked like noise, a small spike, almost harmless, something the system should have filtered out automatically. But it didn't. Instead, 3 independent monitoring stations flagged it within seconds of each other. The Curiosity orbiter read it. The Mars Reconnaissance orbiter read it. Even the ground-based infrared arrays on Earth picked up a faint, sudden heat bloom coming from the same latitude. That alone would be strange, but the heat wasn't the real anomaly. It was what followed. A bright, reflective signature formed on the surface, something that wasn't there before. Something circular, wide, and impossibly symmetric. NASA froze the data because they didn't understand it. Analysts compared it with every archive photo from the last 10 years. Nothing matched. The formation is new, artificial looking, and emerging right after 3IATLAS passed overhead makes it impossible to dismiss as coincidence. Scientists know this, and they're panicking because the pattern resembles something they've seen before, not on Mars, but in the strange energy readings surrounding 3IATLAS itself. For months, observers have documented the object displaying behavior no comet should: directional motion, frequency pulses, a tail that forms and collapses unnaturally fast, material ejecta that defies mass loss models, and then the 11th anomaly, the sudden brightening that looked more like an engine ignition than a natural outburst. People laughed. They called it overinterpretation, but then the 12th anomaly arrived, and now this. Mars is the first nearby planet to show a measurable reaction. The timing is too sharp to ignore. NASA's internal briefing leaked only one line that matters. The signature on Mars does not match dust displacement or geological activity. It matches external energy influence. Those words alone sent shockwaves through the astrophysics community. If true, it means 3IATLAS interacted with Mars, not through gravity, not through debris, through energy, through an output, through something active. And that realization is starting to terrify the people studying it. The formation is more reflective than surrounding rock, which means whatever caused it released enough energy to melt, fuse, or rearrange surface material. Yet there's no crater, no blast ring, no debris. This wasn't an impact. It was something directional and controlled, something precise, as if a beam or pulse swept across the surface, left a mark, and continued its path without slowing down. No known natural object behaves like that. Scientists are split between 2 possibilities, and neither is comforting. The first is that 3IATLAS carries unknown volatile compounds that interacted with Mars's thin atmosphere in a way we've never seen. But even that doesn't explain the symmetry or the reflective pattern. The second possibility is far more unsettling, that 3IATLAS is emitting energy intentionally or through a mechanism not yet understood. If that's true, then Mars may have been the first surface it directly affected. The panic isn't dramatic. It's quiet, controlled, and hidden behind sealed mission updates and internal memos marked "for eyes only." Because the truth is simple. If 3IATLAS did interact with Mars, it proves a level of complexity no comet possesses. It means the object is not passive. It means it can influence its environment. And it means we have absolutely no model to predict what it will do next. Analysts studying the Mars signature noticed something else. The reflective pattern contains faint radio striations, all pointing toward the direction of 3IATLAS's trajectory at the moment the anomaly occurred, as if energy passed over the surface in a sweeping motion. Even stranger, the pattern's brightness has increased slightly in the last 12 hours, suggesting heat retention or ongoing molecular rearrangement. The idea that Mars is actively reacting to whatever caused the mark is raising alarms across multiple research divisions.
Avi Loeb, after reviewing the geometry, publicly stated that the alignment is too clean to be chance. He stopped short of making a conclusion, but his hesitation alone speaks volumes. When Loeb hesitates, the scientific world listens. And right now, everyone is listening, because no one wants to be the first to say what they're thinking. What if 3IATLAS tested something on Mars? If the object is artificial, or partially artificial, or carrying unknown technological structures, then using a nearby planet as a calibration target isn't impossible. It would be terrifying, but not impossible. The Mars anomaly is forcing NASA to revisit questions they hoped would fade away. Why does 3IATLAS maintain such a stable energy profile? Why do its anomalies occur in repeating intervals? Why does its brightness fluctuate in ways resembling modulation instead of randomness? And why, out of every possible moment, would an unexplained surface change appear on Mars during the exact second it aligned with the object? There are more questions than answers, and with every new hour of data, the picture becomes more disturbing. Amateur astronomers detected a faint secondary pulse a few minutes after the primary anomaly. It didn't hit Mars, it didn't hit Earth. They don't know where it went. But the idea that 3IATLAS emitted multiple pulses raises a new wave of speculation. If this is technology, then it's scanning, mapping, testing, or signaling. People want reassurance, but NASA isn't giving it. The official statement avoids the anomaly entirely, focusing instead on routine orbital monitoring, but the silence itself speaks loudly. Researchers inside the agency are already preparing new scanning passes over the Martian surface. They need confirmation. They need detail. They need to know whether the reflective formation is static or growing, because if it's growing, then the situation becomes something far more serious. If Mars reacted once, it could react again, and if 3IATLAS emitted energy toward one planet, it could emit energy toward another. The uncertainty is what terrifies scientists most. There is no model, no prediction, no safety buffer, just an interstellar object doing things nothing in the solar system has done before. And yet the strangest part of all isn't the anomaly itself, it's the direction of the beam. If the trajectory lines are correct, then the energy wasn't aimed at Mars, it passed Mars. Mars was simply in the way, meaning whatever 3IATLAS targeted is somewhere further ahead, deeper into the solar system, and possibly still reacting to whatever it received. We don't know what 3IATLAS is. We don't know what it wants. But Mars may just be the first clue, a sign that this object is not just traveling, it's interacting. And this won't be the last planet to feel its presence. The real question now is not what happened to Mars, it's what happens next, and which world will be the next to change.